Imagine sending a $20 drive order. You dissect the order and it looks like it's going to be a fatty. You can basically tell that this is going to fill your catering bag and you're expecting a pretty large tip. You look at the order total and you're like, there's no way that this order is going to end up only being $15 to $20. There's definitely going to be a decent tip on there. So you go deliver the order. You even set it up for the person because, hey, they asked nicely and it's a fatty order. And it's going to like an Amazon place or other corporate entity that basically you would think if they're using a corporate card, they're going to tip something because it ain't their money. So after completing the order, you walk out, you hit that confirm complete, and you see it was all DoorDash pay. It was a $0 tip, and these people, regardless of the fact that it ain't their cash, they're cheap with it. Is that right? Now, I know a lot of people are saying, hey, a tip is up to the person, it shouldn't be mandatory, it's based on your service, etc. But consider this, that same order going for a party of 6, 7, 10 people, if they went and bought that same food inside a restaurant, there would be a mandatory 15% added to that order. If that was a $30 order, that would be at least a $45 mandatory gratuity added onto the bill. In my opinion, this is a way to basically circumvent the system of mandatory gratuities, and by ordering through these third-party apps, whether it be through DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, whatever it is. Now, if this was a restaurant, the reason that they have this mandatory gratuity is because trying to coordinate this all coming out at the same time, it typically is going to take 3 or 4 servers to bring all that food out at the same time. There's typically going to be some sides, some entrees, maybe some appetizers, as well as even desserts on that order. So we're talking about probably 30 or 40 different plates there. So why shouldn't a similar level of compensation be given to somebody who's essentially doing all of that work but on their own? On top of that, they're not getting paid hourly, they're using their own vehicle, they're using their own catering bag, and they're putting even more attention to detail than anybody that's getting paid hourly probably would, considering that this is their reputation, this is their rating, and if there's a problem, they're not just going to talk to the manager who's going to give them a big old finger wag. They might even get deactivated or something of that nature that might prevent them from getting other large orders of similar status in the future. So if essentially you have a gig worker doing the job of 5 to 10 people by themselves, why should they not get a similar level of compensation as an establishment that is doing that same order but spreading the work across 4+ people, if not 5, 6, 7, closer to 10 people? So from my experience of dining in restaurants, mandatory tipping or mandatory gratuity is typically a sign that's posted on this door. It's in most states that I've been to, and it's been something that as far back as I can remember has been not even a question about having added to the bill. Now, I've lived in Alaska, I've visited New York, I currently live in Arizona, so this is something that I've seen from north, south, east to west. And of course, my friends in the Midwest, y'all can tell me if that's something that they have there, or is this something that's only on the coast? I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments below though. So going back to my original question, why should ordering through an app be a way to circumvent this policy? Why should somebody doing the work of 5+ people be compensated less than an entire restaurant doing that same work and spreading it out and not even using their own utilities, as well as getting paid hourly? But before I get deeper into this, my name is John Dash. This is Dash Theory TV, the home of tips, tools, intelligence, technology. If you're into that type of thing, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications so that you don't miss an upload. But back to the topic. When you consider that drivers are doing this solo, they're not getting paid hourly, they're using their own equipment, why should these large catering orders not be included with the mandatory gratuity? Now, I'm not talking about 4 items at Chipotle, a couple burrito bowls. I'm talking about the drive orders, the catering orders, those larger orders that typically it takes a bit of a reputation for the driver to even get access to, or a rating, or some other type of gatekeeping before we can even get access to these large catering orders. And even if we're not talking about catering, even these larger $100, $200 orders that are 10 to 15 bags filling up your catering bag, even though they're not a catering order, shouldn't some of those also be included in a mandatory gratuity? I mean, is there like a certain dollar amount, $100 orders, $150 orders, $200 orders, etc.? At what point do you think should be the tipping point? At what point should mandatory gratuity come into play because the size of that order is similar to an order that in a restaurant would have a mandatory gratuity added to it? Now, I know depending on what restaurant you're at and what restaurant you're getting delivered from, $150 order if you're getting a Ruth's Chris DoorDash, I don't even know if Ruth's Chris does DoorDash, but if they do, I mean, that could just be 2 plates on its own. Should that have mandatory gratuity? Should it go by the number of entrees on the order? Should it go by the amount total on the order? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below if A, you think mandatory gratuity should be something something that is added onto larger orders? Let me know also, do you think it should be by the amount of entrees or the dollar amount? And whichever you choose, let me know what you think the threshold should be. Should it be 10 or more entrees? Should it be $200 or more dollars? Should it be higher? Should it be lower? And I think you already kind of know my opinion on this subject, but after I see enough responses, I'll put my formalized opinion in the comment section below as well. And also let me know, do you think that people who are ordering these large catering orders and putting $0 tip on there, are they using these third-party apps as a way to get around the system to circumvent the gratuity that would be mandatory if they took that same team out to eat to a restaurant? And overall, what do you think of the idea of mandatory gratuity on these orders? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and until next time, dash optimally.